Good morning everybody and welcome to the video. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to fine-grain access to certain columns for analysts or interns for your Apache Hudi data lakes. So you made a data lake, that's great. Now let's learn how can I prevent people from accessing certain columns, right? So we're gonna leverage AWS Lake formation for this demo. So let me show you a very quick demo and then we'll see step-by-step guide. So a quick demo and then I will show you a step-by-step guide, right? So I'm on my Athena and again, I am an admin user. So here I can see I have a sample data lake, Apache Hudi data lake, and I have a column called credit card, email address, TS, bonus, age, salary, etc. Right? So now what I want to do is this intern, I want to give him access to this table, but only selected columns. So what I can do is, again, I'm really quickly showing you a demo. So I'm gonna go to the table and basically click here. Then I'm gonna click on grant, okay, and then I'll select all that up. I'll select the guy, so that is the business analyst, and then I'm gonna select over here, and then column based access, and then I'm gonna say include column, right? So or maybe I want to do an exclude column, much more easier. Let's say credit card, bonus, and salary is something I don't want him to access. So I did that. Now the intern comes here. I'm just gonna refresh here. If you observe, right now he sees a table, and if you see credit card, and that information is not seen for this guy. So that's what we are gonna learn in this video. Okay. All right. So now you had a nice demo. So let's get started with this project with a step-by-step approach. All right. So for this project, you will be given a Jupyter notebook. I'm gonna start my Jupyter notebook and I'm gonna create a data lake. I will delete all the database that I have existing. So I'm gonna delete everything. So we are starting fresh here. So you'll be given a notebook. So what you need to do is you need to come to the Jupyter notebook and you need to click on upload, and then you will choose the notebook that I'm about to give you. Okay. So choose that. I already have it. So I'm probably gonna just start my notebook and I'm gonna run the notebook. So this might take about a minute or two. So I'm gonna be patient and resume back once my notebook is ready. So my notebook has started and now it's time to execute the commands. I'll zoom in as much as possible because I know for the fact people do watch from mobile phone. So here I'm using a glue connector, glue 3 version. I'm in the US West 2 G1X3 worker, and I'm gonna use a library called faker to generate some fake data into my data lake. Now this might take about a second or two. Now we're gonna define imports. Now there's nothing that I need to explain here because simply I'm defining some imports here. Again, now we are gonna wait for the session to be created, and once the session is created, we're gonna create our Spark session, and then we're gonna start performing upsert on our transactional data lake, and then learn how do we fine grain these access. Okay, so now waiting for my session to be created. My session is now created, and now we're gonna create a Spark session. I'm gonna execute the cell. This creates a Spark session. This is a class that I wrote that would generate some fake data for our Apache Hudi data lake. And then I'm gonna basically create a Spark data frame here. I'm essentially just taking 20 data points. You can try with whatever you want, but for learning, do these labs with me because this will really teach you a lot of stuff about data lake, S3, lake formation, etc., etc. So here I'm creating a Spark data frame. These are the columns, and I'm basically gonna pass list of tuples, and I'm doing .show on the Spark data frame. Once the cell execution is complete, I should see a nice data frame to be printed, and then I'm gonna perform an upsert on the Hudi data lake. And here you can see that's my data frame. Now here I'm gonna create a database called HudiDB. The table name is gonna be employees, and then let's name these employees, and that's the path where my data lake would reside. So in the bucket called Saumil Shah, you can change to whatever you want. I don't have any. I'll delete these folders that I have right now, so that I can show you that I'm starting from scratch. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete that. Okay, so I don't have anything here. Okay, so now back to my glue notebook, I'm gonna execute this particular cell, and then I'm essentially converting a Spark data frame and converting a Spark into a glue data frame and then writing into the Apache Hudi data lake. So I'm gonna execute this cell, and after I guess probably about 5 minutes or probably about 3 to 4 minutes, this should be done. And once this execution is complete, we are gonna basically go to S3 and check if the data lake was created. We are gonna run an ad hoc query, and then we're gonna start working with lake formation. So the execution of the cell is complete. As you can see, now we can verify that. So we can go to the glue console and go to the database section and simply refresh. I'm in US West 2. Here I can see Hudi DB and I can see a table called employee. I'm going to the Athena. Please note I'm an admin user. So again, I should be able to see all the columns, rows, etc., etc. I see the credit card information, email, phone number, etc., etc. These are all the data points that I have. Now we will learn how to fine-grain access for interns. So let's get started with that part. So now basically, again, let's get started, right? So I'm on the lake formation, click on get started. And if you come here, you would see a database called Hudi DB. And then here you should see a table. If you go to the table section over here, you will see your employees table. I just want to make sure I don't have anything under data lake. So I'm gonna remove all of these stuff just to start off like pretty clean. You wouldn't see all of these stuff coming in here. So I'm just cleaning it up, just to make sure that I teach you everything right. So I'm just gonna start revoking all of these. Again, if you are doing this lab, you're not gonna see, because since I was doing these labs before, that's the reason I am seeing stuff. But again, you are not gonna see all these stuff coming in, okay? So one more, I guess, just one more. Revoke, perfect. So if you come to the data lake permission, this is exactly what you should see. So you should see. Now what we need to do is we need to create a user called Intern who basically has told you, hey guy, I wanna access the data lake, I wanna access A, B, C and column. So we're gonna create an IAM user for that, and then attach certain policy, and then we're gonna fine-grain the access for that guy. So I'm on the IAM console. I'm gonna click on user. I'll click on add user, and then here I will say intern, whatever, or analyst. Yeah. All right, whatever, doesn't matter. Click on enable console access. This is important, and auto-generated password. Click on next. Leave this to blank right now. Click on next. Click on create user. Now what I want to do is basically copy this into a Word file. So probably I have it here, so I'm gonna copy that. Again, I'm gonna remove all of these. I'm gonna put this guy over here. That's the login, that's the username, and that should be the password, right? Okay, all right, so now we need to add a policies, right? So I'm gonna click on continue. Yeah. So now I'm gonna click on the analyst, click on add permission, and click on add permission. I'm gonna go to attach policy. Now what I need to do is basically I need to attach Amazon Athena full access. So I'm gonna come here, attach this guy, click on add permissions. So that's good. And now I'm gonna click on inline policy, okay? So click on JSON, and then I'm gonna copy the JSON that I have, and I'll explain you what exactly this does. All right, so now here is the bucket name. Please choose your bucket, whatever you have. I'm essentially gonna choose Sawmill Hudi Demos as my bucket. So again, we're gonna do that, review policy. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna provide the name as LF Athena Query Result Policy. LS stands for Lake Formation Athena Query Result Policy. That's basically what it is, right? So that's great, congratulations, yada, 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 right? So now we have a user called analyst. Now let's log in into that guy. So I'm gonna copy this URL. I'm gonna open an incognito, right? I'm just trying to log in that. And I'm gonna click on analyst, it's the username, and that's the password. Wait, I think I copied a space here. Whatever, that doesn't matter. All right, so click on sign in. You're gonna change the password, right? So I'm gonna put, that's the new password that I'm gonna put. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. All right, so I'm gonna log in, and basically now this is what the guy would see, right? And if he goes to Athena, I don't think he should see something right now, probably. So if I click on query launch, this is exactly what he's gonna see, right? No tables, nothing right now. Now let's go to lake formation and do something for this guy. So I'm gonna come on the lake formation, gonna go to the table section over here, okay? Refresh, okay? Then click on the table called employees. Now what you wanna do is you wanna click on grant over here, and then I'm gonna select the user, and then everything else to default. Click on select, column-based access, exclude, and then I wanna exclude the column called credit card, email, bonus, and salary. Click on grant, and there you go. And now the intern we're gonna refresh the screen for the intern, and let's see if he sees that. So we're gonna wait for a second or two, and make sure you're in the right region. Okay, so now if you come to the data lake permission, you should see this guy, access to that, right? Now the intern is gonna set up his query bucket, so he's gonna come here, and I just want to copy the query bucket here quickly. Where is my Athena? Settings, manage. I'm just gonna copy this, right? So intern has access to the buckets, right? So select bucket which is in the current region. Wait, which region did I perform my lab? Oregon, right? Oh, I'm in Ohio. That makes sense. That was like, it doesn't make sense. All right, so now I'm gonna switch to the region where all the stack is, right? Which is Oregon. Click on manage, the intern does that, and now he comes to the editor, and then there you can see the table called employees. Observe here, he does not see the credit card, salary, and other information. Now the intern is like, okay, I'm gonna build dashboard and this and that, and all right, so he comes here, queries the data, he can write his queries, etc., and now you're successfully fine-grained the access. Well, thank you so very much for watching the video, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you have any more questions, list your question. With that being said, keep smiling, keep programming, and see you guys in the next video.